Claude Code has quickly become my favorite agentic coding editor. It's definitely my go-to, and in this video, I'm going to bootstrap an existing project that I've never used with Claude Code, and I will walk through building a real-world feature. So we'll see some of the Claude Code features that I use day to day, and we will hopefully by the end of this video have a functioning feature that Claude built for us. So let's go ahead and dive in. Right here on Anthropic's page for Claude Code, you have this npm install command. Go ahead and paste that into your terminal. And once you've done that, you should be able to type Claude, which will fire up the Claude terminal app. It's a terminal interface. You can type in your prompts here. You can type in /commands and see a few different options that are built in. And the one that I want to use first is Init. Init will initialize a new claude.md file, which is what Claude uses to allow you to customize and provide context about a specific project. So if you type in /init, Claude's going to go ahead and analyze the project. It's going to read through some of the files. It's trying to figure out what is this project all about. You can see right now it's looking at the README file. It's looking at the gem file. This is a Rails app, so it's looking at the Docker compose file. It's looking at routes. It's trying to find any MD files, markdown files that it can kind of glean some information from. It's looking at the rake file, and it's looking at the other primary files for this app. You can see it's looking at the most important models now, the user model, the invoice model, and it's going to create a claude.md file based on all of this information that it's gathered. This file is going to live in the project indefinitely and is something you want to curate as you go. But here you go. You can see this is what it has come up with. And so now it's going to ask me, do I want to create this file? Yes, I do. So now it's going to go ahead and create that file. So there we go. It created the claude.md file. I definitely recommend using Init on a project. If you're building in an existing project, you want to have some information that Claude can work with. The project is an invoicing tool that has features like timesheet, invoices, clients, estimates, expenses, reports. You can go ahead and track time on a client, which you can then produce an invoice for. So it creates the invoice from those time entries that were entered on the timesheet. You can create the invoice and you'll get yourself a invoice like this where you can click download and you get a PDF. So what I want to do is on the time entries, I want a client to be able to have multiple projects within that client. So if you're working for a client and you've got a lot of different projects going on, maybe that client wants you to break it out per project, or maybe for your own reporting or for your own data collection, you want to know where is your time being spent for this client. So what I want to do with Claude's help is add a drop down here with project, and I want a client to have many projects, and I want to be able to choose that project while I'm doing time entries, so that ultimately on the invoice I can see a little bit more granularity of where is this time being spent. So I'll go ahead and do clear. It basically resets the entire context of the current chat session that you're in. So if you type context, you can see what is taking up information in the context. Clear is going to clear all of that up. Shift tab is another thing you'll want to use quite frequently. It shifts between the different modes of Claude Code. So you've got plan mode and accept mode. And what I have definitely found useful is starting in plan mode and getting to the point where Claude Code has a very good idea of what you're trying to build, and iterate over that plan until you see that Claude understands what you're trying to do. So I have Whisper Flow, I believe is what it is, installed. So I'm going to go ahead and just use that to type and tell Claude what I'm trying to build. So we want to build a projects feature for clients. Each client will have multiple projects. On the client edit page, we want the ability to add and manage projects. We want this to act similarly to the client contacts feature, and we'll be able to add just a project name for now. Then on the timesheet page, after choosing a client, I want to be able to choose the project for that client, which will be optional. When I choose a project, the time entry will store which project that time entry belongs to. When I generate an invoice, the description field will be prefixed with square brackets and the name of the project within there. And when I download the invoice, that will be part of the invoice description. I just gave it a bunch of information about what I want to build, and Claude will definitely scan through your project and find a lot of what we're talking about here. But to be a little bit more helpful to build up this context for Claude, what I want to do is tell it invoices controller. You can do the @ symbol and type the file name, and this is going to point Claude Code to that specific file so that it can find out what it needs to look at for that. I want to tell it about the time entries because I want the time entry to have the project ID. Then I also want to kind of mention that we want the time entry to have a migration for the project ID, and there should also be a migration for projects itself, and the project should belong to only one client. So let's go ahead and give it that information just to start with, and it's going to think about this. You're going to find that it's reading through some of those files that we provided and some other ones that we didn't, but it's going through and building its understanding of the project and how it might accomplish this task. So we'll give it some time to read through those. It's looking at the client form, the client edit page. It's looking at the timesheets. It's looking at the show page or the index of the timesheet. It's looking at the invoice itself, and it's putting all of this together. It's looking at the template used to generate the PDF. So you can see it's just kind of cruising through the whole app and pulling out bits that it needs to understand how it's going to execute this. Here's the plan: add projects feature for clients. I think this is enough to go by, but if you see anything in here that you need to clarify or add, you can hit no, keep planning, tell it some more context. It'll revise your plan for you, and then you can go ahead and execute it. So with that, I'm going to say yes, auto accept edits. You can manually accept edits, but I have enough confidence in what it just planned out that I'll just go ahead and let it cook. So it's going to go through, let me implement the project features according to the approved plan. So the first thing it's going to do is make a to-do list for itself, and it's just going to start working through those. And you can see it's doing these Rails commands through Docker Compose, which is what we want. and what is specified in the Claude.md file that we made, which is great. We need it to do that. So now I will pull up this desktop, GitHub desktop, so we can just kind of see visually what's happening here. It's already created the migrations for the project table and the time entry column. And let's see, it looks like it migrated that. So it created the table, it's created that model. Now it's created the association to the projects for the client. So client has many projects. Great. So now it's editing the client controller, accepting those project attributes. And once we start to see it sort of editing the view layer, we will tab over to the browser and kind of see what it's doing there. But right now it's just getting sort of the backend layers in place. Now it's doing a project partial here for adding and removing that project relationship on the client. Okay, so now it's going to update the client form to include that project section. So there you go. It's putting that on the client form. It's going to have a partial that it just used. Good. And now it's adding the template for a new project, looks like. So let's see if we can see anything yet. Okay, so we see it's trying to add that there, but it doesn't have any styles yet, so it's kind of hugging up against the previous section there. Looks like it's doing the JavaScript for adding a new project. Nice. It looks like we've got the modal at least. Okay, so now it's diving into the timesheet page. Now, this is functionally sort of working, and so I'm not as worried about the style of this field or this broken sort of overlap here. I don't want to interrupt Claude while it's working through this to-do list. I've found that if you do that, it kind of will, it can trip it up a little bit. It's better to kind of just let it finish out, and then we'll iterate on what it did in that first pass. All right, so now it looks like it's changing the invoice generation itself. So it looks like it's altering the notes to prepend that square bracket that we want. And it's saying, okay, well, we don't need to edit the template because the notes are already they're gonna have that already anyway. So it's looking at the PDF template. It's finding that it already displays notes. So because it did that prepending, it won't need to edit the template. Okay, so this first pass, Claude has come to this ending state here. It's going to give a summary of what it did. It made the database changes. It made some model updates, controller updates, view updates, JavaScript updates. And let's take another look at the Git diff here. So this is all looking pretty decent. And let's go ahead and see. Now it's still got the issue here, but let's go ahead and see if we can create a project. So let's just say main. So there we go. It's got main project. I'll click update. Let's go ahead and just tell it, give it this error and see if it can fix it. So correct, it has identified that that method name has been removed from Rails. Now, this project is very old. This is like a 15-year-old project that's been over time upgraded. So it originally would have worked, update attributes would have worked, but since this is on Rails 6 now, it needs update instead of update attributes. So it made that change there. It's looking like it's going to make another change in other places that it found. It's actually updating them all. I recently updated this project to Rails 6, so I think it's actually finding things that I failed to fix while I made the update, which is funny. So it's going to go through and fix all the bugs that I made when I updated this project. But we'll see if this one works, because it already fixed that. There we go. Client was updated, so the client has that main project. You can remove the project. Let's see, does that work? Remove this project. Good, it removed it. And I could put it back. Great, so now I should be able to select the project, hopefully. So if I select Acme Inc., boom, it popped up. Project optional, main project, put an hour, bootstrap Claude Code, record. So there's that bootstrap Claude Code. Now I'll go to invoices, generate invoice Acme Inc. There we go, bootstrap main Claude Code. So it included my project for me automatically. And if I create invoice created, download invoice, there we go, we've got project. But overall, I'm pretty satisfied with it as a first pass. I would definitely go in and edit and kind of clean this up. But if you're still watching this, I appreciate you, and like and subscribe to the video if you found it useful, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.